I just shot this is the first video where I'm not wearing a band shirt.
We're in Game of Thrones. I got a cover for you.
Well, I'll get out shirts at school. Fuck. Okay. Hey everybody. Welcome to another one of our music discussions we're doing here on the Vyratik page. This week we're gonna be talking about All Get Out's The Season. Sort of in honor of the their EP Movement being announced and that single coming out. So we want to talk about an album of theirs that we thoroughly enjoy.
The single was called Balance.
Yes, Balance.
Came out. Today would be Friday, so that single came out
a week and a half ago.
Last Wednesday, something like that. March 13th, or no,
Yeah.
March 12th or 13th, something like that.
So like
Came out
like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
From when this video is going up. Anyway, yeah, no, the season. I discovered All Get Out like 2012, my senior year of high school. Me and some friends were gonna go see La Dispute, which at the time I was really into, and my friend Brandon was like, "Oh well, here's some music from some of the openers, so you can kind of know what you're kind of getting into." And All Get Out,
classic Brandon.
Yeah, All Get Out was the only band I didn't know of the openers. I believe Balance and Composure and Sainthood Reps were there as well. And even though I knew like all three other bands, All Get Out probably is the one that I enjoyed the most now.
Yeah, All Get Out. I think immediately after that show is when Dave was like, "Dude, check out All Get Out. Just do it. Just do it."
Yeah.
Probably hanging out in your old basement, just doing the same exact shit that we're doing now.
Pretty much.
And he was just like, "Yeah, All Get Out," and he played The Season for me, the first song, the title track of the 2011 album, and I just instantly fell in love.
Yeah.
If it was possible, me and that song would have instantly banged.
Yeah. And then a year later, we got a chance to go see them when they were touring with the Almost, and I have tickets to both shows. So yeah, this is the one that I went to, and then there's the one that we both went to.
Yeah, I got to see them in 2013 at Mexicali Live, which is, it's a nice venue, but they don't encourage moshing and whatnot.
There's like tables everywhere. It's like a restaurant with a stage. So.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was still fun. Got to see them. Dwight went with us.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dwight.
Shout out to Dwight. Yeah. Every time I was just like, wait, Dwight likes music. We have a ticket. Let's bring him someplace.
Yeah, we've done that. Done that a couple times.
But yeah, back when I saw them in 2012, there was like a whole chain of people that were like supposed to go to that show. Jimmy was on it, and just like for one reason or another, it just didn't work out for like anyone. Like, who was supposed to come first?
Which one? Was it the 2013?
The 2012.
2012 show?
It was.
It might have been Matt Monroy.
No, I think it was you, then Matt. It ended up being our friend Ray.
Yeah.
And
just for one reason or another, we couldn't go to that show.
Just like there was like a line of like four people that were just like, nah, I got something going on that day, and it ended up being like 3 days before the show. Our friend Ray finally was like, oh yeah, I can do that, and he came with us. It was pretty cool.
Shout out to Ray.
Yeah, it was in Union Transfer, which is probably the venue I've been to the most. I really like that place.
That's my favorite venue.
Then when we saw him in the Almost,
that was almost the same situation. It was, hey Brandon, we're going to the show. He's like, nah, I can't make it. And then I was like, we invited Megan or something, and it was like, no, we're not gonna have fun with Megan. So we just like, hey Dwight, let's go. That was right around the time that I started hanging out with Dwight again after. Thinking that he disappeared. And
were you and Megan dating at that time?
I think so.
Sadly. Oh god, she ever sees this, we're dead. Nah. But yeah, no. Both of the shows really good. All Get Out wasn't opening for either of them, so not many people knew them. And when I went to go see them with a lot of speed, I was like, oh yeah, I'll get out. I can get into this. And then
at both shows they did their non-music version. It was
Yeah.
just all vocals of "Let Me Go," one of our favorite songs on the album. Dave tells the story better than I do,
Yeah.
but "Let Me Go" going and then flipping the guy off in the crowd.
Yeah. So it's like all the instrumentation stops, and it's just Nate Hussey. Just he's at the mic, he's singing, and oh, what was it? It's the line. I prayed to God to ask him to change you or something like that. Oh, fuck, what is it?
I asked God to change you. We had it out, and He said no.
Yeah, that line.
Choice is a choice, and he said you made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for that whole string right there, he just gets away from the mic. He's just standing at the edge of the stage, just fucking shouting into the crowd. And there's like one guy like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he just looks at him and just keeps singing and just slowly just fucking middle finger and like waves it across, just make it
full body movement,
so blatantly obvious to say "fuck you." And like someone was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Fucking art."
It really is fucking art because that song is probably my favorite on the album, even though the season is still, probably the most danceable and upbeat for me, like to just go all out to. But Let Me Go as artistry is just so unsettling yet calming at the same time. The whole theme of the song is just I don't know if it's a divorce situation or it's a fighting with your spouse, but he is taking the role of what would be his wife singing to him for being on the road too much. And then halfway through it seems that he realizes something, and that's where the idea of "Don't Let Me Go" comes in. It's trying to struggle to keep this family together, even though his job requires him to be on the road for so long, and it 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 brings a tear to my eye. The whole song and that one segment there. I asked God to change you. We had it out, and He said no. A choice is a choice, and He said you made it. It's just that's kind of how life goes, and there's only a happy ending if you make a happy ending for yourself. That's what that song reminds me of a lot. And it goes right into "Come and Gone," which is another. It's just a continuation of the song, but they separated it because they didn't want a fucking 12-minute song.
Yeah, "Don't Let Me Go," or well, "Let Me Go."
Yeah,
but yeah,
the lyric is "Don't Let Me Go." The song is "Let Me Go."
It's like almost 7 minutes long, I want to say.
Yeah.
And those like "Come and Gone," "Don't Let Me Go," "Let Me Go," those two songs, kind of, they're a little bit more chilled out than the rest of the album. A little bit more, I mean, they're heavier, but they're less fast paced and loud as some of the other songs. But they definitely kind of hold all the same themes that the rest of the album does. There's a lot of life on the road, missing your family.
If anything, they epitomize the whole album.
Yeah.
That's like the climax. "Let Me Go" is the climax of the whole album, and then "Come and Gone" is like how it settles and that whole making your own happy ending, finding happiness in whatever you're doing.
Yeah. It just kind of like leaves you just like, oh wow. Like, they really kind of end the album. They kind of complete it because it's like it starts out really fast paced, and you have like "My Friends" and "Lucky Bastard," and those are two really good, faster paced songs that I can really get into and like I really enjoy. They still hold the themes, but they're a little bit more upbeat sounding.
Mm-hmm.
And "Lucky Bastard" has a little bit of just being a decent person in it. It's like
choices that he makes that make him a decent person, even though he may not love the choices. The struggle with being a good person is real, and that's kind of what that song is.
That's basically Nate Hussey's writing. The struggle is real.
The struggle is
in
real.
music form.
Yeah, and it's very self-aware stuff too. A lot of his music is about being music,
Yeah. So meta, bro.
It's very meta. It's very meta.
We did get the pleasure of meeting him
We
one time.
did, and you really had to pee.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that, so you could tell that one.
Some guy stopped him on the way to the bathroom, and nobody knew he was on the way to the bathroom. We thought he was just going to like get food or something because the bathroom is the same area as the food. And some guy stopped him, and he was talking to him. He was like, "Oh, this is a great set, great set." And they were talking for like 5 minutes. So I figured he was stopping and talking to fans. And I like tapped him on the shoulder. I said, "Great set. Do you have a minute?" He's like, "Dude, I really gotta pee. I'll come right back. I promise. I just really gotta take a piss." And
I was over at the merch table trying to buy shit from them, but they didn't have a merch guy. It was just him.
Because Nate Hussey was the merch
Like
guy.
he was running his own merch stand. So I was like over there trying to buy stuff, and there's nobody there. And then I see Jimmy talking to him.
I just waved him over.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I guess I'll just go.
Actually, the Vyratik logo picture is a Photoshop version of you.
Yeah.
With Nate Hussey.
Yeah.
We just Photoshopped Nate Hussey out of it. We've used those pictures for a lot, actually.
Just it worked out that the lighting was just right to make the black and white kind of stencily look. So.
But he was a super nice guy. He's very humble. He was almost surprised that we were there for him and not for the Almost, which is Aaron. It's Aaron Gillespie from Under Oath, his side project, or his whatever from after Under Oath. But anyway, everybody was there for that, and we were there for All Get Out, and he was just like, "Wait, what? Why?"
I asked him to sign a poster. I don't have it here. It's at my dad's house.
Mm-hmm.
But he like looked confused when I said, "Can you sign this?" And he was just like, yeah. And then he didn't have a Sharpie himself, so he had to borrow one from one of the other band's merch tables.
Yeah, that entire show was really good. Makeshift Prodigy was there, and I fell in love with Makeshift Prodigy. They were basically a better version of Coldplay for me because the singer didn't annoy the shit out of me. But they were also super nice guys. But we're talking about All Get Out.
Yeah. I mean, most bands that are like still kind of small and indie, at least that I've met and I've encountered, like the people whose music I've enjoyed, have ended up being really nice, humble dudes, which is great. I mean, they say don't meet your idols, but it hasn't gone bad for me yet.
Yeah.
I know there's gonna be one day where I'm gonna meet a musician I like and just be like, God. Like I know Johnny Craig is apparently an asshole in real life. I've never met him though. So,
yeah.
But all the ones that I've had the pleasure of meeting, like Anthony Green, Jason Butler, Nate Hussey, they've all been like really cool guys to me. I've had the chance to talk to them for like a couple minutes, and they've fucking given me the time of day instead of just being like, nah, I'm too busy being a fucking musician.
They are, I think that's one of the very many pleasures of listening to the music that we listen to, all that indie and hipster shit. It's very personal, not just the lyrical value of something like The Season, where it means a lot to us. It's the fact that we can go to these artists and thank them personally, not just write some Facebook post or go out there. We can actually go up to that person, shake their hand, give them a hug, and say thank you for doing what you do. That is one of the coolest moments that we get to have as fans, and probably one of the cooler ones they get to have as musicians.
I mean, just having anyone come to you and say good job is like cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like a family member, a friend, like having them be like, oh yeah, you did good. Like that feels good. But for a complete stranger to like just come to you and just be like, dude, I love what you do, keep doing it. I bet that's like a great feeling. It's something that never happened to me when I was playing in bands because we were shitty, but I feel like whenever I meet musicians, I always have to just be like, I have to say something to them. I have to give them some feedback. I have to let them know, like, I'm a fan. I like you guys. Because music is one of the most important things to me in my life. So I like to let the people who make the music that keeps me sane know thank you for this. And Nate was one of the guys that we got to talk to for probably the longest.
Yeah,
I don't think we've talked to anybody as long as we talked to Nate.
No, Jason Butler was pretty close.
Yeah.
Last night.
Last night.
Last night we met Jason Butler, and it was pretty close.
And tomorrow we have a video with him.
We'll discuss that in a little bit. Let's wrap up All Get Out, and then we'll plug everything else. But all right, we have a couple favorite songs. I think we mentioned all of them already, but
yeah, The Season was like the first one that we really got into a lot.
Every time we got into
Rory. Oh my God, your old car.
My old car.
Oh my God. That's a story for another day.
Yeah, it is a story for another day. But every time we got into the car, when we would drive somewhere, long road trips, short road trips,
the season, and then also Lucky Bastard a little bit later on. Those two songs were just played so much by us because they're just so good. Oh my God, that was so good.
And we mentioned, and I told my story, and Dave mentioned his story on Let Me Go being just one of the most emotionally overpowering songs that either of us have ever heard or listened to.
Yeah, and every show that they play Let Me Go at, he does the thing where he just gets away from the mic, there's nothing playing, and it's just him screaming. Just him screaming out into the crowd. It's fucking chilling. It's
one of the better live moments I've ever had.
It's so, like, if you don't know what you're getting into when you go see them, and you see that, like, I can see being confused, but for a fan, it's like, it's a really cool moment.
It's up there for me with when we saw Aaron West and him stepping away from the mic and screaming, "If I lay here long enough, maybe the bugs would eat me whole." It's up there. They're up in the same boat. And then My Friends was another one of those upbeat.
Just the first track on the album just starts it off on a good note.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like the first line is just, "My friends don't cry, they just tuck it in and then they drink at night." Like, it's just like, yeah.
We're in for a ride.
Yeah. It's just like, that's the first thing you hear on this album, and you're just like, shit, why do we like sad things so much?
We do like a lot of sad things. Maybe it's because we were generally dead inside and sad people.
That might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
I just realized we did no shameless whoring in the beginning.
Well, that's what I said. We'll save it for the end. But I do want to mention that Balance is a new single. We said at the beginning of the video, but Balance is a new single that was released last week. First new music from them in nearly 4 years. And the Movement EP is coming out April 14th, the same day as the Dance Gavin Dance album. So expect reviews or discussions on both of those coming around April, May-ish. And yeah.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we have
the greatest thing that I have, my proudest moment, my proudest YouTube moment.
It is definitely going to be the best video this channel will ever have. Not ever.
Maybe.
Up to this date.
If we can continue making these videos, or making
similar videos,
similar videos, I will be so fucking happy. We have
it's going to be a new venture of ours.
It's really short. But we have a video with Jason Butler from Let Live. So please watch that.
Yeah, check it out.
I love it.
I was the cameraman. It was fun.
What
else we got?
I don't know exactly what I'm gonna call the segment or whatever, but we're trying to do like short, quick videos with musicians we meet, and Jason Butler was nice enough to let us, have him be our debut one.
Our debut, and what a debut it was.
Oh,
that was great.
Subscribe so you can see that. Like our Facebook, because I'm gonna be fucking going crazy tomorrow.
Follow us on Instagram because we post pictures and screen caps of teasers and whatnot. and fit pictures of us with the artists we meet. It's really cool. You get to share some experiences with us. We actually had a couple of our Let Live pictures liked by actual band members from Let Live, which was really cool.
That's always nice.
And one more thing before we sign off here, my hat here, girl, GIRL, gentleman in real life, is Jason Butler's side venture where he's making handmade products, and we have a side venture where we are making handmade products. So this is a glass bottle with a candle.
I don't even know if I'm on the wick. Oh, I was close. Stop. They smell really nice, actually.
But they do smell really nice. This is a candle that we made over the last week or so. Been attempting to make furniture and whatnot. So if you have the time of day, you can go like us on Facebook, Vyratik Designs. Follow us. This is what Dave's going to school for. This is one of my very many hobbies.
I just make things. I learned how to make things essentially.
Yeah. So this is something we also enjoy. It keeps us sane. But yeah.
Thanks for watching.